The sentient prowled and pressed and failed, never risking too much, for the sentient could not reproduce. What it lost forever. It had killed many cities before, felled many towers, but this little one prevailed. Why, it pondered in many voices, was that? The Unum knew she could not defend forever, nor could her faithful throw their bodies against the sentient in perpetuity. So she gave her followers some of her blood, her refined temple kuva, and they in turn gave it to the animals of the land. And the animals became an extension of her, and she became an extension of them. And the animals roamed and searched, and they found where the sentient chose to hide itself. The sentient sensed this subterfuge, and capturing one of the Unum's animals, opened it up for examination. And what little of the Unum that was present there lit the sentient's mind like the dark star from which it had fallen. The sentient, you see, could not procreate, but in the temple kuva, it tasted healing, completeness, a future. It devoured each and every last Unum animal, but it was not enough. The sentient turned its hundreds of eyes toward the tower with new understanding. It would not destroy the tower. It would become the tower. It would kill the Unum, take her place, and one with that healing palace give birth to a race of itself. Gara and Unum knew where the sentient was. The sentient knew the tower was the future of its race. The sentient threw itself at the tower, no longer cautious, taking great losses and knowing the prize was worthy of it. Should it succeed, all losses would be replaced 1,000-fold. This is when, across the plains, the great pylons ignited for the first time. Sheets of energy sprung up between them, powered by the will of the Unum at their epicenter, trapping the monstrosity within. Loyal Gara, unwilling to heed inaction any longer, broke from the side of the Unum and flew out at night, her eyes on the sentient mind. The sentient, torn between its most coveted prize and the mortal threat, broke from the tower and turned back on itself to defend itself from noble Gara. But Gara's eyes were not for the sentient, but for the glittering man-sized device resting just beyond the gates. It had not been there before, but it was there now. It swatted Gara from the sky, drew it to herself, meaning to end her life there and then. The battle was terrible. Gara sustained injuries she would not survive. But in her final moments, brave Gara seized upon the device her beloved Unum had crafted, seized it to her breast, and allowed the sentient to draw her in one final time. Toward its body, toward its core, toward the seat of its intelligence. From within, the sentient unfurled myriad feelers, probes, tendrils, viciously toothed and made for killing. They swept toward Gara violently, and the glass warrior made no defense. Her defense was her final attack. The device detonated, and the Unum cried out as night lit as day. The battle, the terror, was ended. The tower wall shook. The sentient's body shuddered, racked by a cacophonous energy. Forests fell as piece after piece, giant body after giant body, crashed to the plains and marshes and flatlands. Animals fled in spreading waves from pounding sky-high walls of dust, angered and whipped to fury by the death of a god. The last of Gara's energy arced from body to body, machine to machine, piece to piece, a horizon-wide applause of light, beautiful and terrible. And then, silence. All was still. The Onum's adherents wandered through the haze, calling for one another, lost in a miasma. Husbands seizing onto wives, children onto parents. It was over. Gara was never seen again. The sentients then became as they are now, senseless, wandering, yearning for a unity they sense more than remember. And the Onum? The Onum survived, alone, for centuries. Until today, when you stand here reading this. This is Onko, Sita's archivist, with my translation of the Gara legend.
Who destroyed the Orkan? Your way of life. Who do you hunt, Shadow, to cleanse your despair in their blood? Sever their heads, yet they rise again. Someone has hidden the Tenno essence, their truth from you. Loudness! I know where she hides the Tenno heart. A womb in the sky, forbidden to my kind, but where you will take me. I am Anhao, sentient destroyer of worlds. By your hand, expose their heart. By my edge, leave it beating from its nest.
The sentient now has grown strong again, and his thoughts have invaded my own. Worse still, he has enlisted a stalker to find the reservoir, a weak point of all Tenno, a place I hid long ago. Here the stalker is on the cusp of finding this place. Do not let this happen. The Grineer's expeditions have disturbed Hunhao's tomb. They've awakened something evil, bent on action. Infiltrate the Grineer systems to find out what they know. It may lead us to the stalker. The Grineer expedition has pieces of Hunhao, fragments of his body, for Hun. Every part of him is connected to his singular mind. Is this how he's invading my mind? They spotted you. You're nearing the car. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data. Alarms have been triggered. You need to retrieve that before the data destruction is complete.
Okay. That's correct.
Trigger!
This data vault has already been raided. The data is damaged. Could be a message here. I need another data sample to piece it together.
The Tenno Hive has corrupted your precepts. Of I will destroy and make you again.
You will never find them, Hun Hao.
But I see your... I already have found them. You owe me hives.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the app will start destroying data. Alarms! Data destruction is imminent. You need to hurry. That's what I was looking for. I can decode the message. This is bizarre. It's for me. I need a moment to contact this person. Get to extraction. Hun Hao is listening. I will be discreet. The message you uncovered was an offer to help us. I do not trust the person who wrote it, but we are out of options.
Hello, Tenno. Are you surprised? Why? You know I've always had my ear to the kennel. Those dogs don't have a clue what kind of bone they've dug up. But I do. Shall I show you? Don't worry. You can trust me this time. I know. Our past has been slightly, combative? But genocidal invaders from the other system make strange bedfellows, wouldn't you say? The sentient Hun Hao, nightmare of the Orcan, boogeyman to the corpus. That thing must have your Lotus in quite a panic for her to be working with the likes of me. So this stalker seems like he's made quite a powerful friend, hasn't he? I wonder what's under that scary, smoky exterior. A heart of gold, perhaps?
They spotted you.
Listen, Terry, you're near the dig site. Of course I could just tell you where it is, but what fun would that be? So keep your eyes peeled. If you have eyes, that is. Yes, getting warmer. That's it. You must smell the prize, because I know you can't see it. Yes, this is the spot. Are these the bones you're looking for, Lotus?
Yes, this is it. A fragment of my father, destroyed in the old war. I can use it to see him. I see the stalker stronger. Hunhow's voice within him. I see the reservoir, but I feel confusion. He doesn't know unless... Oh no.
Daughter, fear has been you to the snare. What was secret is now known. No, the touch. I'll see the dome of the sky. My shadow walks the path.
What have I... Get out of there, Tenno.
Yes, hurry, Tenno, but be careful. Last time you got close with the sentients, you wiped out an entire civilization. But you don't remember that, do you?